Yo, here we are yet again. Woo, boy, I tell you, it's your boy Rico Slade. I'm here with the man, the one and only. Nico, how you feeling, baby?
I'm feeling well today, man. I'm full of energy. I just got back from the gym. Work is going well, finally.
All right.
Yeah, I'm happy. Gasparilla is this Saturday.
It is.
Um,
Oh,
my
man.
soccer game is tomorrow. Things are going well. Things are
All
going
right.
well.
You going to Gasparilla?
Yeah, this is my first one ever. Gotta go.
First one ever.
First one
All right.
ever. Yeah,
Good
that's
to,
true.
good to hear. It's good to hear Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. All right. Cool. Well, definitely have fun. Definitely have fun. Topic, bro. Let's get into it. So, topic we have to start off with is mixed signals. Why are people not transparent in their communication? I opened there. You started off, bro.
Sorry?
Hey, I opened up. You started off. Why are people not transparent
Oh,
in their communication? Why is
I
that?
got completely confused. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I believe people aren't transparent in their communications. I think it starts as when you're a child. You see people not being transparent in their communications. You see people lying, and you kind of take that as an example. I think that's one thing. I think also when you see people's personalities kind of mixed up with the person they're with. So, for example, I'm going to explain it. If you have a person who just legit just cannot take one minor fact that they don't like because it turns into a big fight,
Mm-hmm.
you're discouraged from speaking up or talking or just telling the truth. So a lot of people just say, just let me. I'd rather ask for what is it? I'd ask for forgiveness than permission. I think people say,
That's true.
um, which a lot of people, man, is if you want to get something done, a lot of people just decide to just go that route. And if you see everyone doing the same thing, uh, for some odd reason, people think that it's okay. So those are two of the reasons I think that people just are not transparent with their communication. To me,
Mm.
it doesn't seem like we give it too much relevance to it. Like it doesn't really matter. Like
Mm.
okay, like whatever we're trying to accomplish here gets done if we're making plans to have a good relationship, get on a trip, plan a family meeting, whatever. It's
Mm.
just in general, I just feel like people don't really see that as a priority.
Okay. All
Transparency.
right. My take
What
on
about
that.
you?
All right. So why I feel that people are not transparent in their communication. I kind of also have two points on that, and I guess one of them does kind of say from when you're younger. Um, what I feel is I don't feel people are taught to articulate and communicate effectively. I don't think people are taught to be comfortable and confident in what they say, so that when they convey their ideas, their thoughts, they might not be clear themselves, and they don't know how to bring people into clarity, describing themselves between what they think in their head and what they say out of their mouths to someone else. So I think a lot of people from a young age are not taught to speak up, like you say. They're not taught to speak out. They're not taught to either be aware of their words or to articulate better so they can be clear when they do speak to people. That's one. The second part, I believe, is why people are not transparent when they say it, because people like ambiguity. They like being ambiguous. They like the gray area sometimes of what they say, because people have agendas and people have motives. And if people are clear and transparent with what they say, they can be held to those words. They can be held accountable for what they say. So when you're crystal clear, you don't have ambiguity to kind of hide behind. Well, I didn't really mean that. I didn't really mean it to be like that. I said this, but I really meant that. When you articulate clearly, you don't have that buffer of saying or meaning something different on the back end when you said it on the front end. So that's why I feel like people intentionally send mixed signals. Some people initially, maybe they don't know how to articulate, they're not aware, they speak off the top of their head, but they really didn't think through what they wanted to say. And then people do know what they want to say, they do intentionally mean certain things, but they use ambiguity to kind of be able to kind of use it as an escape route later on to change their meanings, change what they intended on saying, or be able to say, well, no, this is what I meant, but this is what you interpreted as, this is what you felt I meant. And that's not what I meant. They can change the definitions of things on the tail end by being ambiguous. So that's what I get from that. All right, stepping off from that, let me kick it back to you, boss. When people use not so much as language, but what happens when some people use mixed signals, basically not being clear? So they're not basically saying a strong yes, a strong no. They don't make strong decisions. They're indecisive. They kind of shun away from making decisions, allow other people to make decisions, other people to take the responsibilities, and they kind of take themselves out of the process while still wanting a say or authority. What do you think about those individuals that usually find themselves kind of taking a back seat and allowing things to just occur, so that they kind of can, again, remain kind of ambiguous and not have to speak up for themselves?
I think a lot of people just want to avoid an argument. It is, and I'm not saying fear, because you can be afraid of talking to someone and that they'll get mad, or you can also not say something, not because you're afraid of their reaction, but then their reaction is going to make them upset, and then you are going to speak up. So, and then it becomes a very draining emotion, with emotions, a very draining argument, emotionally. So people a lot of times just say, hey, you know what? It's like, I'm not even going to speak up. It's not even that big of a deal. And also, which I've seen in other people I've known very closely, is trauma. So, hey, I've spoken up, or I've put myself out there before, and I've said what I want, and I didn't believe it to be something evil, or I didn't have any bad intentions, and then it really backfired on me, or it really changed my life, or it changed my relationship with a close friend of mine, with a cousin, with a previous partner, with my father, with whatever. So a lot of people just say, you know what, let me just not say anything. Let's just keep the party in peace, and there's no way for me to speak up. A lot of people just they're tired of fight. And then there's also other people who love getting into those arguments, and they don't care, they'll just speak up. And these people are going to tend to discourage other people who also want to talk, to just kind of stay quiet and let them take over the show. But I think that's negative in the way that it
sounds like bullying, but okay.
Yeah, well, not to that extent, but it includes bullying, of course. But I think it also creates I don't know what the word is, but some type of resentment in the people who don't feel like their opinion matters, or that their opinion is just destructive. What do you think?
Ultimately, and just to wrap this up for myself, what I view people who take the low road or the back seat, I usually find this with those who are career victims. They're always talking about victimization. And what happens is they have a voice, but they speak really low, so that when things do come up, they can say, well, I did say something, but I wasn't heard. They don't take ownership of what they're saying. They don't take ownership of their volume. And they use it as a escape to basically being like, well, it's not that I didn't say anything. It's just you guys weren't listening. You guys didn't hear me. You guys didn't value me. And like you said, it can create some resentment, because a lot of people feel like they shouldn't have to speak up. They feel that they should just be heard. And unfortunately, they say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You gotta make yourself, you gotta make a presence for yourself. No one's really out here gonna really shush the room down, lower the volume in the room for you to be heard if you got a message. But we do live in a society now where everybody wants a platform, everybody wants to be heard, everybody wants everybody else to shush up because what they got to say is valuable. Well, you got to let the room know, you got to let the audience know that what you have to say is impactful and is valuable, because you got to put that energy into it. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are self-perpetuating victims. Listen to me because I've been wronged and what I have to say is valuable, but you need to be quiet to hear it. You need to stop talking to hear it. Don't bully me with your position. You need to give me space to hear what I have to say, because what I have to say is valuable, but I'm not going to invest enough of my energy and strength in making you hear it or putting it out there. You need to cater to me to be here to hear my message. And that's why I like, again, going to being ambiguous and not standing on your word. That's a big thing for me. A lot of people are they talk a good game, but they have lackluster action. This is why a lot of people they have mixed signals for me. They have mixed signals because you don't want to really know how they don't really want you to know how they move. They really don't want to know. They really don't want to see. You want them to have you see them coming. They want to catch you off guard or be able to be like, hey, you were late. Oh no, I was here. You just didn't hear me come in. Nah, you really weren't here. It's situations like that, man. So that's my take on those who put out mixed signals and they don't stand on what they say because they don't want to be clear in their communication.
Do you think people use it on purpose, like for their own gain? Like, for example, when somebody wants to cheat on their spouse and they just lie just to get what they want, and then we touched on it on another video too.
Yeah, I think in that type of situation, what happens is people try to create reasons. So when you said there's an argument that comes up and someone says, well, hey, you never talked to me about this, you never talked to me about that, and people turn around and was like, well, no, I try to talk to you, but you don't listen. What that person does is to put the onus back on the other person and says, well, I'm trying to talk, but you don't take time to listen to me. Well, if you really want to be heard, you're going to stop a person and say, look, hey, this is really bothering me. We need to talk about this. But if you're looking for the convenient opportunity to express yourself, it might not ever come until something breaks down. And then when it breaks down, oh, you didn't come home last night. You cheated. You did this. You did that. And there's a lot of different relationships that do that. Hey, you went with another vendor. I thought, well, I was trying to talk to you about this event, but you never made time for me, so I went with someone else. We got a contract. What are you talking about? People look for the out. They look for a lot of times for the out because maybe they don't want that confrontation. But sometimes the easy road is just to really keep it low key and just be like, well, the reason why that happened is because of you. It's easy to say you're the problem. It's your fault instead of owning and accepting the responsibility of not communicating properly. And it's two-way. It's a two-way street. So it's my job to articulate and be clear. And sometimes I'm not always great about that. But to be present and to be clear and give clarity and articulate well. And ask questions. If I don't understand, I need to ask you questions. I need to not walk away and be like, man, I really don't understand. Teachers say that all the time. And if you don't understand, we got to be bold enough and open enough and transparent and trust each other enough to say, hey, man, I don't get that, or nah, man, I ain't liking that, man. And then have another conversation about, well, why this, what's going on, and kind of flesh it out so we can get to a place of understanding and clarity so we can move forward. So that's my take on it, bro.
And also something that just came to mind. When you're transparent, that's better than just telling the truth, because I can tell you half the story and that's right. And you can ask me, hey, this did such and such and such happen. And I can just say yes, but that's not that's not the entire story. So to me, being transparent and being truthful is not the same. Being truthful is to me, in my opinion, almost as bad as lying. Like, if you know something happened, just tell me the whole story. Don't say, oh yeah, but my favorite one, oh, you didn't ask. That's
about disclosure. That's about transparency and disclosure.
So I can tell you the truth, but if 1, 2, and 3 happened, and I told you about 1 and 2, I told you the truth, but I'm not being transparent.
Oh, that's omission. That's omission. That's an omission is the same as lying. That's a whole conversation in itself, because I have certain feelings about that, especially with my experiences. But that would have to be for another day.
Oh crap! Is it that big of a topic?
Absolutely. It's a core foundation. It's a core foundational thing for me. But it's helped me. It's helped me grow into where I articulate very well my points, and I'm very upfront about things. But what I learned is that what I was taught was that you be upfront with people now and telling them what you're not going to tell them. So instead of kind of like say, well, you didn't ask me about part 3 of the 3-part series, I'm just going to come out and say, because this is what I was taught, I'm not going to tell you about part 3. And then that allows the other person to make a decision whether they can trust me or not. So what I've learned is anybody who's honest enough to tell me what they're not going to tell me, and I need to know something, it at least allows me to make a decision and saying, oh, okay, well, I need to know for my security and for me to feel safe and secure with you. And if you're telling me that you're not going to tell me something based on disclosure, well, thank you for telling me the truth, but it allows me to make different decisions now if I really want to, engage this type of thing, which is fair, it's honest. But yeah,
something I saw from college, and I want to get your take on this. When you're not fully transparent with someone, you take their, what do you call it?
You take their choice away.
Yeah, you take their freedom away, because now I didn't give you a choice. Like you can do 1 and 2, but you could really do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now you think you have less options. So I took your freedom from these 2. So that's I don't want to say I'm into it, but that's a way for me to take your freedom away from whatever situation. What do you think? Is that true?
It's restrictive. So
but I don't let you do that you can do. So I'm taking it away from it.
So what you do is you control the flow of information. And for some individuals, it's like, oh, that's really manipulative. Well, yeah, if you're on the receiving end of that and you want to know all your options, you want to know all your options. But if I'm the provider of your information, your intel, some people naturally they will to keep it minimized. They'll basically provide you the options that's either best for my outcome or best for our outcome. Sometimes you don't want to overwhelm somebody with an extensive menu, because it'll take you forever and they'll end up settling on what they were going to settle on anyway. So instead of showing you a 100-course menu, give you all the options in the world, a lot of restaurants will show you a very limited menu, because I don't want to try to have to make everything in this restaurant, or I don't want you to spend all night. But you're taking the person's freedom away. We can make anything in this restaurant, anything. But
yeah, if I want what you're offering me in this one dish,
in this context,
I don't like peppers. I want, I don't know, tomatoes instead. I can ask you that,
Yeah. But at least So from me, it's kind of twofold. If I'm the source of the information, if I'm the source of the intel, I'm going to think about my dynamic first, and I think about our dynamic in regards to what I present information. Now, to be fair, sometimes I'm just going to provide all the information because that person does need to make a certain decision, and it's good to kind of provide all the options. But if all the options are going to be problematic for me, for them too, but very problematic for me, if I'm on a deadline and I need you to make a decision, but if I give you 100 options, it's going to take you forever. It's going to push me past my deadline. I'm not giving you 100 options. It's unfair. It's manipulative to a certain degree, but sometimes the means justify the ends in that regard. But it also depends on how that approach is applied to. Omission is the same as lying. I don't subscribe to that. And it's so funny. Those I know who subscribe to that are also some of the same that subscribe to the fact where they'll tell you the truth. I'm not omitting it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not keeping it from you. I'm telling you don't have access to it, which in that sense,
which I think is even better, because at least I'm being honest that there's
I'm being honest that I'm not going to tell you.
I'm just not telling you what it is, but something does.
Yeah, it's classified. Like, I'm not telling you that it's Area 51, that it doesn't exist. I'm telling you it does exist, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
I'm going to tell you what's in it.
Yeah, I've gotten to a place in my life to where I can understand that, because we always say, whatever they don't know won't hurt them. But when things slip out, it does cause problems, because it compounds the situation of, like, first of all, it does exist, and you also didn't tell me. But for me in my life, I'm a kind of person that I like to maintain the flow of control when it comes to information. So what I want to know. That's why I take an initiative to asking proper questions. I'm not a lazy questioning person. I'm not lazy when it comes to probing and inquiring. I'm not lazy on that, because as much as I want to know, I'm willing to ask. For other people I've encountered in life, they just want to be told. Their curiosity doesn't drive them to ask the right questions. Well, that's laziness to me on your part. And if you don't ask me, I'm not out here lending information. I'm definitely not out here. This is the most information I'm giving away for free. Anything other than that, if it's not charity that I feel the goodness of my heart, I'm not lending it to anyone. unless the situation describes it and determines it. I've been in situations from those that wanted full transparency from me, that full transparency given was not a requirement. They weren't willing to give me what they required, which I find that imbalance to be hypocritical and imbalanced. So I don't engage in that anymore. But like I said, it's all different dynamics, man. Everybody's different. People rock how they gonna rock. I'm still learning in that regard, but it just is what it is, bro.
So you think that, so you don't agree that if I tell you some of the truth, and
how do I know
if I'm lying?
If you tell me, oh man, bro, man, I got in an accident. Oh man, you got in an accident, but you didn't tell me that you were the one at fault, or you didn't tell me that you got in an accident, but you hit a tree. You know, I can only speculate by asking you more questions what actually happened. So if you leave out parts of the story, the part you tell me, is it true? Yeah, if it's true, it's true. What do I know to ask more questions? If you leave out parts of it, maybe those parts might affect me. But if I don't know that and I feel there could be more to the story, I'm not the kind of person that just says, oh, you told me everything. No, I'm not one of those people that expects people to tell me everything just to bleed out to me. I'm not that kind of person.
Oh shit, I do. I get really toxic. To me, if you tell me a lie, you tell me a lie, yeah, or you tell me half the truth and you conveniently leave something out. To me, that I can't call it a lie because it's not a lie, but I count them the same.
Okay, and that's fair. Omission,
because you have the same intent. You have the same intent.
Okay, maybe.
I'm trying to deceive you.
Maybe
there's something happened, and this is what happened, but I'm showing you this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to deceive you.
I have the same intention.
Nico, I got laid off, but I don't tell you the factors of how I got laid off. Am I trying to deceive you? Maybe not. I'm just not telling you specifically everything that happened.
No, you're right. I mean, of course, that's intent-wise. So in your example, you tell me, oh, I got fired. Oh, shit, man, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking it's your fault. It's now, blah, blah, blah. But you say, oh, I got fired. I got in trouble. And then that's all you say. But you really got fired because you got caught
doing some other
with my girlfriend. Then that's different.
Well, you be going there, bro. You be going there.
In your example, you didn't have any ill will. You're just not telling me the whole story. Maybe
how do you determine ill will, bro? Like, look, if you get in trouble right now, right, as your homeboy, I'm gonna be like, dang, what happened, Nico? XYZ, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to ask more questions until you tell me, nah, man, Rick, I don't feel comfortable answering that, or da 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 da. And that's why I know to stop, because as a friend, to help you, if I'm going to try to be helpful to you, I can either hear you all out until you're done, or if there's more that you need to get assistance with beyond that's the story and it's dead now, or it's like, nah, it's already settled, it's done. If that's true, if I'm a good steward of our friendship, then I'm gonna ask you more questions, because there might be unearthed things that you're not telling me that you could possibly need help with. Ain't no judgment here, bro. Ain't no judgment. If you're good friends, ain't no judgment here. I might call you out. Man, how you did that? Man, what you mean you did this? How you got caught up in that? Da, 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 da. Questions. And then, well, how do we fix it? You know, that's
and you and I have both done it. I've called you out, you've called me out, and it's
yeah.
Cool. I meant ill will, I have a bad intent.
Well, some people's ill will is just, I don't want you knowing my business, or I don't want you judging me and holding me accountable for that. You're not the person for that. It's just, that's how some people are, man. That's just how, or some people clearly want that from you, but they're not willing to give you that. It just depends, bro. Like I said, I'm not a lazy questioner. And anytime someone tells me, if they omit information from me, that does bother me, but I know why people hide things. But someone who tells me that I don't have access to certain information, I'm not going to tell you. That bothers me more, because that means you're intentionally withholding information from me. I don't even care what it is at this point. I'm interested in whatever is behind door number 3, because
I'm cool with it. And I'm
cool with it. Yeah, I'm cool with you in that, because usually what happens is the thing behind door number 3 that you refuse to tell me is the problem. That's the proverbial zombie bite. Hey, let me see your arm, man. No, I'm good. What you mean you good, bro? Let me see your arm. I'm not showing you my arm. I'm drawing down on you, because now I know you done got bit by the zombie. If I don't see your arm, I'm blasting you. What you mean? As soon as I see your arm, see, you got bit by the zombie, dog. What you doing? Why
I
you
don't know how
tripping,
we went
dog?
from
Man, but I was just saying because you was gonna shoot me if I had a zombie bite. So the difference between shooting you now, human, you can say your goodbyes, and shooting you when you become a zombie, what's the difference? That's why I feel like those who intentionally tell me they're not going to tell me something, I can never, for me, I can't trust you, because if you're willing to tell me what you feel I shouldn't know, now I need to know, because I need to protect myself. Let me find out that it's inconsequential. Let me make that decision. You don't make that decision for me, or I'm not going to tell you. You're not going to tell me. I
To
appreciate
me,
your
that just
honesty.
sounds like some anxiety being triggered. What do y'all think at home? Let us know down in the comments. What's a lie? If I tell you half the truth, does that count? Is it being coward? What do you think? How have you lied? Have you been
Oh,
transparent? What intentions do you do it with? Is the other person affected? Depending on whatever happened, depending on
he just
what you
all
say
over
or
the
how you
place.
say it, let us know down in the comments. Hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. You're missing out. Go back to all of our videos, leave comments in there, share those too. And thank you, Rico, for today. And we hope everybody had a great day. Thank you for watching.
Peace.